So I've made my bed, I've showered, which is important because you can't shower when you have the heart monitor on. And I was going to do my makeup, but then I decided since it's a pretty hospital-packed day, I might as well be comfortable. And I'm dressed. I got a lot of advice about what to wear when you go and put your heart monitor on the first day, which I often got told to wear something tight and then something baggy, but I didn't really feel comfortable wearing something tight because I don't like to have that much around my ribs. So I ended up wearing this Free People bralette and this jumper, which I think is from New Look. But yeah, I'm hoping that I'll just have to take the jumper off and then they can fit it, and then I'll put the jumper back on and it will be relatively hidden because this is kind of baggy. It's just gone 10 past 12, which means that I have an hour and 20 minutes before my next appointment. And I'm beginning to get tired already, but I do have to do my physio in between, and that takes me half an hour. So I'm going to go and do physiotherapy. I'm on my way to get my heart monitor put on for 24 hours, which is kind of annoying because you're not allowed to shower or really do anything while you've got it on. But I'm hoping that I'll be able to go to Staples and get some Christmas decorations out while it's on, which I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but I'm gonna try. I just had my 24-hour heart monitor ECG thing fitted, and I wanted to show you a bit about what it looks like. There's these 3 little nodes, and they clean your skin with alcohol before they put them on. I was going to film it in there, but it would have been a bit awkward whipping my phone out like, can I film you do your job? So I didn't do that. But then they put the little machine, they set it up, and then they put it in a little bag, and then they put it inside another bag. I can't take it out, it's like properly wired in. My mum's trying to give me instructions while I film this. Yeah, they put it in this tiny little bag, and I don't want to press any buttons because I don't want to ruin it. And then they put it inside this slightly larger bag, and there's a tiny little button thing that closes it. And then you tie that once around your back and then once around your neck, and you carry it. So yeah, I'm going to be wiry and half cyborg for 24 hours. Not quite 24 hours because I have to take it back before the deadline, which is, for me, that's bad, it's like 1:40 I think. Somewhere around there, that's like not quite 2, but just a couple of minutes before it. Along with that, what I've just shown you, I have to have a patient diary. This is basically, it has like a section for the time, and then a section for your activity, and then a section for how you felt while you were doing that activity. So if you have any symptoms while you're wearing the monitor, you log them, and then when they get your monitor back and they get it with this, they line them up and sort of check it and analyse it, and it makes it easier for them to analyse, I guess. Otherwise they've just got 24 hours of data and it's a bit much. Okay, so I got my pyjamas on, and obviously they had to be pyjamas that could like fit over the little machine which is here. So I have baggy shorts and a baggy top, which is actually my mum's. So yeah, if you live with your parents, steal their clothes for the night. I don't really know like if I would give any specific advice for pyjamas, but I definitely would say something baggy that goes over it, and something that you're not going to be like too hot in, because you don't want to be like trying to change in the middle of the night in the dark because you don't want to move any of these. You don't want to like unpick them or anything. So you're just kind of like hoping that they don't irritate you in the middle of the night, but I think it should be fine because you don't really notice that they're there, and I've been able to do most things without being interrupted by leads or anything. And I think it's helpful that they're like under your clothes, so like it doesn't really get in the way of anything because they're all sort of here, and obviously this is in like this pack, so you don't notice it when you're walking around. I guess other people might notice it, but it's for a short amount of time and it's for a good reason. And I guess if anybody ever asked you a question, you could just say, hey, I'm having a 24-hour ECG, and explain that, because awareness. And I don't think people would actually ask a question anyway because it's kind of rude, but if you're in that situation, just smile and explain. I do keep trying to itch this one right here. I don't know if it's the dressing or anything, because there's like this little weird dressing around the blue bit. I'm not sure if you can see, like, the white stuff. I'm not entirely sure what it is, or entirely sure why it makes me itch, but it does. And I guess a lot of people with EDS have allergies, and if... Sorry, there was just a random bruise on my leg. Day in the life. Yeah, I guess if you have lots of allergies and you have EDS, maybe it would make you itch, but it's only for a short amount of time, and if I can refrain from itching it, then I might get some answers, so I'm gonna refrain. But mostly, it's been fine. I do keep, like, fiddling with it and, like, checking it's there, and I don't know why. I'm not sure if that's just something I would do, or if that's something everybody does, or something that you would need to be aware of. But if you're kind of obsessive, or you don't like things touching you, then you might find yourself fiddling with it, but it doesn't seem to be easy to pull off, so it would probably withstand quite a lot of fiddling. And I think it's designed that way because you have to have them on for a long time sometimes. Sometimes you have them on for like 72 hours, so, you know, they're pretty tough. So I just woke up after sleeping in my little monitor for the night, and it wasn't so bad. I mean, at first it was a bit difficult to get to sleep, because that might just be me anyway, because when I lie on my left side, my left shoulder dislocates, and then when I lie on my right side, my right hip hurts, and then if I lie on my back, my ribs hurt. So I tend to sort of get to sleep half on my front, which isn't totally possible with the little monitor on, because I was a bit worried about pressing any buttons on it, and I didn't want to like mess up the readings if I pressed any buttons or shut it off or anything, because then I'd have to do the test again. And it was a bit like, I was a bit aware of it for the first part of the night where I was trying to fall asleep, but it was fine mostly. And I don't think it would take you too long to get used to it to go to bed, and I think if you had it on for longer, it definitely would be easier the second night. But yeah, I'm kind of glad that I'm getting it off today and that I don't have to wear it any longer, because some of the first one, let me show you, there's somebody at the door. The first one is kind of itchy now, and it doesn't look like red or anything, but I feel like once I take it off it might do, like underneath this. But I reckon that would go away after like a bath or something, or maybe even just a couple of minutes. Okay, so a minute ago I spilt half a cup of tea all over myself and I had to change, and I did have a grey jumper on that like perfectly hid this, but everything that I put on now makes me look really strange, because it sort of like puffs out here where like you see where the thing is, which I guess I had planned for, but now obviously you can't really plan for what's going to happen, like dropping half of your peach tea all over yourself. It actually looked like I would wet myself, so that was fun. Good job I do the washing in this house. But yeah, I think I'm going to settle for this. I don't really mind that you can see it. Like, I'm not that bothered. If somebody asks me a question, I'll just be like, meh. I'm doing a 24-hour ECG. That's that. But yeah, I have to get this back soon. It's kind of cool wearing this top, because it's like, oh wow, I need 2 hands to do this. My EDS hands are really bad. I really need ring splints. But I'm not even sure if we do them in the UK. But like, it looks like I'm like free access to my machine. Yeah, I can't do that up now. I'm gonna have to go so I can redress myself. I'm about to get my little heart monitor off after 24 hours and I'm really ready to go and get it off because it kind of itches and it's just super annoying. I have a friend who had one on for 30 days and I don't even know how she did it. I don't know how she washed, that's amazing. Like, she must have been crying when she got that off, but it's not that bad. And so next time I see you, I will be monitor free. So I just had my monitor removed and they literally just rip it off of you, which I wasn't expecting. I was like expecting to untie it, but they just ripped it. And obviously it's like the little sticky things are a little bit like tricky to get off because you have to get under them. And my skin was like a little bit sore underneath them, but I think that's just because of EDS skin. I think if you didn't have EDS you would be fine. Yeah, so it's kind of like weird and I feel like I really want to wash it because it's like sticky still, but it's not that bad.
What you mean?
They did say that they're going to analyse it, and if they find something when they're analysing it that is urgent, they call you before your appointment. Normally you get an appointment after you've had your 24 or 48 hour heart monitor, but I had my appointment first, so mine's on the 7th of December and I already had that appointment through, and they requested that I have this done before that appointment, which isn't the usual way of doing things. But if there is something urgent they will contact you beforehand, which I'm not sure how long it takes because she just said whenever they've analysed it, but I feel like it would only be what, like 24 hours upwards from that, like between 24 and 48 hours, because if it's urgent, I mean it's urgent. So yeah, there's that, but I don't think that happens a lot. But yeah, normally you get she said that you would get an appointment letter in about 4 weeks, or like your appointment would be in about 4 weeks, so that would be the normal time that you'd have to wait, but I only have to wait like a week because I already had my appointment. So I'm back from getting it removed and I'm going to show you these like little circles. I'm not sure if you can see, but there's like dry sticky stuff there, which sort of is a bit strange. And also yeah, they faded pretty quickly, the circles that are left. My mum said that she had hers for about an hour, but I've heard of people having them for longer. I had a friend who had hers for over a week, but she did have a longer monitor. Mine was only short term, so my marks would obviously fade sooner, but I don't think the marks are like, they're not that noticeable and they're not really like that bothersome. The only thing is that you do feel like you need to wash them because of the like sticky stuff from the thing. But I mean, if you've had the monitor on for a long time, you're probably really ready for a bath anyway, so it's not, you know, it's not like too bad. But it was funny how she just sort of ripped it off. I was like, okay. It was me thinking you were going to untie it, but they literally just like yank it off of you, which was kind of, it was quicker, it was efficient, but it was strange. Yeah, and I now really want to go and get the sticky stuff off, so bye.